Hello, and welcome to the Sanctuary of Healing, a complementary therapy centre located deep within the beautiful Ribble Valley, here in the county of Lancashire, in the northwest of England. Hi, I'm trance medium Michael G. Reccia.
And I'm Tony Clarkson, founder of the Sanctuary of Healing.
And today we're going to be taking a look at the background to the Joseph communications.
And you're all very welcome. Come on in. So Michael, just following on from our last discussions, I'd like to talk about the actual act of sitting in a group,
Yep.
the Band of Light,
Yes.
and also sitting in public demonstrations, because I know there were quite a few public demonstrations.
Yes, which we put on here at the Sanctuary, yes,
Yeah.
and other places.
Would you care to tell us about the public demonstrations?
Yes, we would invite people to sit quietly. Invariably they didn't, and Jane would read them the riot act about not opening suites and to turn their mobile phones off.
Turn the mobiles off, yeah.
And they didn't,
No.
and they did open suites. Because the reason for this discipline was that any slight noise would be magnified to my ears and might break the connection between myself and Joseph and bring me back out of trance. So I would wait nervously in your office in the Sanctuary, Tony, whilst people gathered for the evening, and then Jane would come to collect me, and I would walk down very nervously and sit at the front, and I would sit in front of everyone, sit down as myself, take a few breaths, stand up, and would immediately be rooted to the spot. My legs
Wow.
and feet wouldn't move for an hour and 3/4, and Joseph would take over. I would be out of the picture. For me, it was like looking over my own shoulder at what was being said sometimes, or at times it was like being in a dream and very
Right.
hazily seeing myself saying what was being said.
Wow.
And Joseph would, during the time of the trance, which was anything from an hour to an hour and 3/4, answer questions from members of the audience on all manner of spiritual subjects. There was never a faux pas, there was never a word that didn't count, and there was never a contradiction in any of the public trance demonstrations that we held between what he was saying in one demonstration and what he'd said in previous demonstrations and what had been said thus far in the books.
The amazing thing is we invited questions. Joseph invites questions.
Yes.
I say this as I was present with you at all
Yes,
those
correct.
trans sessions.
Yes.
And a question would be read out, and you could get 6 or 7 people in the audience that afterwards would come to me and say, "That's just what I wanted to hear."
Yes.
And so he managed to give the answer to a particular question that answered questions to the group.
Yes.
Different questions, all in one answer.
Yes, indeed.
It was
yes.
incredible, wasn't it?
And it was always from Joseph, not from me, because
That's
it
right.
wasn't me. It was always word perfect. I remember
Amazing.
inviting a friend to come and see one of the demonstrations, and he said afterwards, "That's phenomenal. It's as though he's reading from an auto cue."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he would talk for 10 minutes, 20 minutes in reply to one single question and make every word count.
And he could take difficult questions.
Yes, indeed.
And give a worldview answer that was so deep and meaningful to so many people.
Yes.
And there were difficult questions.
Yes, there were, because
Yeah.
some people were quite rightly sceptical,
Yeah.
and some people, but only a very tiny minority of people, came to try and disrupt what was going on.
Yeah.
And it never worked, because
No.
Joseph always knew exactly what to say and how to deal with that type of question.
That's right. I wonder whether briefly and quickly you could tell us, that's the public
Yes.
trances. I wonder whether you could tell us how it works with the Band of Light
Yes, well, we
on a
would
closed
we would
trance session.
sit, the 4 of us would sit in the same positions to generate energy, and we used to sit once a month, didn't we, on a Saturday morning, and we would close the curtains and we would lock the door and we would take out the phone.
And this is at your house.
This was at my house.
Yeah.
And we would pray before we started that we would be protected and that the energies would be right to bring through the communications. And then I would sit down, and 1 minute I would be me, and the next minute I would be out of it, and Joseph would deliver phenomenally, incredibly, an entire chapter, almost without pausing for breath. Each session was between 40 and 50 minutes, but at the end of those 40 or 50 minutes, we would have a complete chapter for the book that linked into the previous chapters and prepared the way for the future chapters.
And we were all allowed a question.
Yes.
You probably don't even know that.
No, I know that he invited questions because obviously
Yeah.
I saw the transcripts and listened to the recordings. But at the end of each session, he would invite questions to further expand on the themes that he'd brought through in the chapter that he just delivered.
Absolutely. And before I close this session, I wonder whether you could tell the viewers what it is that saved you on each of those sessions.
Well, it was very strange for me coming back because it took me, as you know, some time to try and get back into my body and into my own mind. And when I did so, very often my legs wouldn't work and I had to be helped up.
Yeah.
And I would immediately go and lie on the bed. And then when everyone had gone home, I would go to bed for a good few hours because I felt so drained of energy. But the key to bringing me back, and what brought me back, I think, was the chocolate cake that you brought for me to consume at the end of each. Sanctuary-made
cake.
Organic chocolate
This
cake.
is an advert.
That's the key. That's the key to coming back from a trance situation
It just
successfully.
saved you over all those years.
It did indeed. Yeah.
Michael, thank you very much. On that
Very
note,
welcome, Tony. Thank you.
We better pack it in now or we're winning. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you for joining us today. We've so much more we'd like to share with you. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel, take a look at our website, and also find us on Facebook.
And we really look forward to the next time we can get together. God bless you all and thank you for joining us today.